Thank you for joining our webinar today about getting started with bots on the Messenger platform. My name is Kendall Beveridge, and I'm responsible for product marketing communications for Messenger at Facebook. But before we get started, let's review what I will cover today. This webinar is designed to help marketers who are interested in building a presence on Messenger. We'll discuss why messaging is an important growing consumer behavior, why people are using Messenger around the world, and why Messenger platform is a meaningful solution to creating ongoing conversations with your customers. Hopefully, most of those watching have already completed the existing Blueprint e-learning course for Messenger titled Connect and Communicate with Your Customers. If not, I would recommend this 101 content for people managing customer messages manually. I also hope that many of you joined us earlier this year when we hosted our first Blueprint webinar called Messenger Best Practices. Both of these resources can be found by clicking on the Event Resources link while viewing this webinar. Today's presentation will be recorded and sent to all registrants a few days after the webinar. You can also find it on Blueprint, our e-learning platform, by going to facebook.com/blueprint/webinars. Now, let's get started with a brief look at messaging behavior around the world. Today, in many countries, as many as 99% of the people online use SMS or send text messages, with people sending 15 to 20 messages or more every single day. We wanted to understand this behavior a bit more, so recently we conducted some proprietary research in partnership with Nielsen across 14 countries, surveying over 12,000 people who used a mobile messaging app in the past 30 days. And what we found is that there's a preference to using messaging over phone calls or emails, and that preference is cross-generational. Virtually the same percentage of boomers prefer messaging as millennials today, and there really isn't anything else like that in technology right now. And beyond a preference for this medium among those who already use messaging apps, we see this behavior is expected to keep growing. Many people expect messaging app usage growth to eclipse 2 billion users by 2018. We also know from our own research with Nielsen that 56% of people surveyed expect their messaging usage to increase in the next 2 years. So all of this context leads us to a clear conclusion. Messaging is definitively not fringe, and it is definitely here to stay. So what is it about messaging that's driving this adoption across generations and borders? Well, we asked ourselves this too as we build our own products, like what exactly attracts people to messaging apps in the first place? And we see three elements that are generally consistent across the medium. It's instant, expressive, and convergent. And these are three things that we see across many, many different messaging apps, not just Messenger. When we talk about instant, the mobile phone has, over the last 5 years, shifted from being a secondary device to the primary one that many people use to interact with the internet, conduct business, and stay in contact with their friends. With this shift, desktop-oriented and more traditional forms of communication like email and phone calls are really no longer the only immediate means of connecting with friends, family, and businesses. So messaging allows people to stay in touch with people that matter to them most without requiring that traditional structure of an email or, the duration of a phone call or relying on someone to be there to pick up. When we think about expressive, messaging allows for the sharing of content beyond just text. Messaging apps offer many, many ways to communicate, whether it's picture, video, sound, emojis, stickers, and an army of associated apps built on messaging app platforms. And this empowers users to tell emotionally rich stories. The environment, because it is actively connected to the internet, also allows for the easy sharing of content like app download links, videos, web links, and more. And then lastly, convergent. Messaging apps have evolved to fit the behavior of their users. So features like peer-to-peer payments, access to transportation, and more have emerged as messaging apps become critical to everyday life. Instead of using distinct apps for each of these individual behaviors, more and more people are moving to messaging apps to coordinate those activities in one thread. And people value these characteristics. They're the same elements that we think about when building Messenger consumer products because we know that it's important to help people have the experiences that they're going to find valuable. Now, I'm not sure everyone watching today is as familiar with all of the consumer benefits of messaging apps. So let's hear from some of the people who can bring our research to life. Several of these people are using Messenger today, and the insights that you'll hear and some of their preferences that you'll hear are about messaging apps across the board. So let's take a look.
It's great to be able to connect with people in such a fast and easy way.
You know, it's been a long day, I'm working really hard, and I got a minute. So I want to say real quick, a quick smile.
I'll record my voice and I'll send like a voice message. I send one to my mom a lot.
I talk with my friends that are in Iceland,
Toronto,
Amsterdam.
It takes a distance away.
I think Messenger improves relationship.
It feels more connected.
I can speak with someone, I can send them a photo, a document. So it makes sense for me to just use one app.
So you kind of have like a control over who's hearing what you have to say.
I like that it's a lot of quick back and forth. You can share really easily.
And they can see it whenever they want, and then they can reply me back whenever they want.
I enjoy emojis, they're kind of funny.
I just look at the picture, that's how I feel.
There's this girl, she's like jumping. Usually the one that goes like this,
It makes a world of difference for my business. There's something of interest to a customer, they need to see it immediately.
It's less formal and it's less pressure.
There is an issue with my tickets. I use Messenger to tell them my situation, and we got it all sorted out.
it was really great. I got a member of the Australian government message me back on Messenger.
It makes you feel like they care about you.
Very convenient.
I think it's great so far. We can talk to each other across the globe or across the room.
Everyone is just at a fingertip away.
Now, you heard several of these people mention why they enjoy using messaging apps, and Messenger in particular. And we know that Messenger helps you communicate with people, businesses, and organizations that you care about. And over 1 billion people all over the world are using Messenger every month to engage with friends, family, and businesses because it is simple, secure, convenient, and it keeps everything in one place. And speaking of one place, it's also used across platforms. So it's really simple to pick up right where you left off from, whether it's on a computer, a tablet, or even your phone. So the user growth that we're seeing has been driven in part by our commitment to building a product that meets those expanding needs and expectations of people. From the core strengths Messenger started with, like phone calls, voice calls, photos, stickers, and emojis, we've also enhanced some of those essential capabilities like video calling and added features like group calling and group messaging. The strengths from that core app have grown to allow people to express themselves and also have brought in key tasks that once required separate apps, things like photo sharing, peer-to-peer payments, and ordering transportation. It's all coming into that one place, the Messenger thread. As people increasingly prefer messaging to email and phone calls for their communication with friends and family, we're seeing a growing expectation that people want to be able to communicate with businesses through Messenger as well. In fact, messaging between people and businesses has been growing steadily on Facebook and other platforms for the last few years. Messaging started with Facebook pages, and today over 1 billion messages are sent between people and businesses every month. And that's not all. Our recent research has shown that around the world, people are 53% more likely to shop with a business that they can message. So let's talk a little bit about what this could mean for your business. The Messenger platform launched in April 2016 at F8, Facebook's developer conference, and through the Send Receive API, businesses can use Messenger to deepen meaningful connections with customers. Now, many people ask me, should I build a bot? And I think it's important to just unpack some of that language. A bot is an automated experience that's designed to help you create meaningful connections with your customers at scale. If you want to proactively communicate with your customers in a conversational medium, building a bot on the Messenger platform may be a good solution. There are many different types of experiences that you could build on Messenger, ranging from human-powered live chat to fully automated conversations, and then there's a mix of hybrid experiences in between. Before we dive into platform features specifically, I want to emphasize that meaningful communication will start with building experiences for your customers' needs. As you consider what and how to build for Messenger, we encourage you to look at 4 potential use cases for the product. The first, raise awareness, is about creating experiences that through conversation help customers understand the value and benefit of your product or service. The second, acquire customers, is about leveraging the trust that you've developed through utility on the platform and converting that into sales. The third, enabling transaction, is about extending features from your existing apps into the world of messaging. And finally, the fourth, provide service, is all about using automation and artificial intelligence to provide exceptional customer service and relationship building at scale. Let's take a look at some examples of each of these use cases at work now, and all of these use cases can be enabled by bots. So earlier this year, in support of the launch of the newest addition to the popular Call of Duty franchise, Activision created an experience on Messenger designed to activate their most diehard fans. This first Call of Duty bot included a virtual mission in the game. Through Messenger, a character gave clues about the upcoming release of the next Call of Duty, and users had to uncover a hidden code inside the game that, when entered into the most secure channel, which just happened to be Messenger, unlocked exclusive video content. This activation was a wild success to the team. The bot exchanged over 6 million chats with fans in its first 24 hours online, and this led Activision to invest even further in a more recent activation on Messenger that recently launched over the past month. The Meetic bot, shown here, gives people the opportunity to engage in a conversation with Lara from Meetic, the first virtual assistant for dating. Through personalized conversations, this bot facilitates the creation of a Meetic profile and presents singles the best match to their search criteria. If you take a look here, the real interaction is, quite frankly, just filling out a registration form to set up that initial profile. And during the first month of Meetic's soft launch, thousands of conversations were started between customers and the Meetic bot. Registered users were eager to receive potential matches via Messenger, and in fact, 70% of users opted into receiving weekly profiles in this channel. It's largely given the conversational way that the content is delivered, which, quite frankly, works very well for dating. When it comes to enabling transactions, KLM was one of the first global brands to embrace Messenger, and they worked with us to create a vision for what the future of travel communications could look like. People who make a ticket purchase on KLM.com are given the option to receive their complete registration and ticketing details via Messenger. If they select this, all the critical information of their flight will be sent through Messenger. As the flight approaches, users have the ability to check in, upgrade, switch seats, and even change flights, all through Messenger. And our fourth use case, provide service, Hyatt took a step to think about how its leadership in social care could have a natural extension of into Messenger. So their company purpose, being focused in customer care, is really a goal of try to help people be their best when they're staying at their properties. So Hyatt's using channels like Messenger to engage with guests on their terms through their preferred channels. People can simply take out their phone and chat with Hyatt on Messenger 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, before, during, or after their stay. They can get help with a reservation, they can ask for more hangers, they can solicit recommendations, or anything else that might come on their mind. And since Hyatt launched on Messenger, monthly inbound Messenger volume has grown 11x. These 4 use cases are areas in which developers have found early success on the Messenger platform. They are by no means an exhaustive list of the possibilities, and the experience that you create for your business does not need to fit neatly into one box. So now that we have a few examples to inspire you for what's possible for your business, let's dive into some of the key features of the Messenger platform to give you a better idea for the tools in your toolbox. Our API allows you to take full advantage of the instant, expressive, and convergent nature of messaging while building on the unique characteristics of Messenger. Text is the first fundamental aspect of the platform, and while text is not groundbreaking on its own, a major change from the past is the ability to have access to a customer's complete message history. So now each messaging session will be linked to previous interactions, meaning that customers and companies will not have to repeat discussions that have already happened in the thread. Now, I hope you aren't falling asleep like this little duckling, but native images allow you to take advantage of that expressive nature of messaging, and this can come through native images, GIFs, and native video. Structured messages are combinations of images, native GIFs, and videos. It can include titles, subtitles, and also call to action buttons. Templates allow you to replicate common types of messages to you and to your customers. So things like order confirmations, tracking, you saw in the KLM example, that airline template. And this is to help you templatize some of that common conversation. Carousels feature multiple message bubbles contained within a single message that a user can thumb through. This is a really interactive element of the platform, and this will be very familiar to those of you who have run carousel ads on Facebook or Instagram. Lists are a new alternative to our existing carousel configuration, and this vertical template gives you flexibility around formatting. Each row is tappable, and a CTA can be added to the bottom of the template or to each individual row. The template works well when you want to show people a collection of items in an at-a-glance configuration so they understand their options in just one screen without having to scroll left or right. In September, we added 3 new features that make automation even easier. With account linking, the first of the 3 features, we launched a secure protocol for businesses to connect their customers' accounts with Messenger accounts, enabling a deeper and more personalized experience. The second of those 3 features was the persistent menu. Most bots have a common menu or settings option, and we are now making this more consistent and easier to access with the launch of persistent menu. This eliminates the need for people to remember text commands and provides a great way to restart the flow of conversation. The menu can be accessed by an icon in the Messenger Composer and will support up to 5 custom actions. And we also launched quick replies, which offer a more guided experience for people as they interact with your bot. This helps set expectations on what the bot can do. It includes up to 10 dynamic buttons that directly align with the most recent message sent by the business, and this makes it easier to have automated conversations with people. It allows for simple state management for developers, so there's no need to manage button taps from 10 messages ago. It makes the chat history cleaner, and it only shows those selected responses. Also announced in September was the ability to complete a purchase within Messenger. There are 2 ways that a business can enable this, either natively within Messenger or by pulling in the mobile web version of your purchase flow from your website. If a customer has already saved their payment credentials with us, for example, maybe providing their debit card to enable peer-to-peer payments, then Messenger auto-populates the billing address and billing information of the customer right into the purchase flow, both in native and mobile web modes. If a customer hasn't saved their billing information with Messenger, then they'll be prompted to enter it just like they would if they were buying directly from your business. Messenger uses tokenization to ensure a secure purchase for customers and businesses, so every time a purchase is authorized through Messenger, we request a unique single-use credit card number associated with the customer's debit card that can only be used for that specific purchase. By doing so, we ensure that even if that card number were to be intercepted, it wouldn't be of use to the person capturing it. Now that you've heard about the robust products available to you on the Messenger platform, let's talk a little bit about how to help your customers know they can communicate with your business on Messenger. So there are 4 key ways to do this with plugins, links, search, and ads. Plugins allow you to use the Send to Messenger web plugin, which when installed on your website can initiate a specific action in the Messenger thread with a customer, like sending a receipt, tracking information, or order confirmation. We're also giving people an easier way to communicate by allowing the opportunity to opt in or out of Messenger interactions during an existing user experience like a checkout flow or sign-up form on your web page. You can now add that checkbox plugin to easily allow customers to know they can opt in or out of a Messenger conversation with your business. When we get to the links options, there are really two distinct options here, the messenger codes and the messenger links themselves. Messenger codes are the visual codes that are discoverable and scannable within the messenger app. You can make it simple for people to open a thread from both digital and physical assets like on-pack or business cards, billboards, table tents. When a user scans the link within the app, a thread is immediately opened between that person and your business. Messenger links are the m.me/username, which makes it simple for businesses to open a thread from owned and operated properties like websites, email campaigns, and more. So when a user clicks on these links, a thread is immediately opened between the person and the business. And we recently, as of last week, introduced referral parameters to these links so you can easily identify how someone found you in Messenger, helping you determine the best entry point to your Messenger experience. Search is another very simple way for your customers to proactively find your messenger presence. Simply type in your business in the search bar and you will show up there just like any other search functionality on Facebook. And then lastly, from an ad standpoint, all advertisers on Facebook now have the ability to reach people in Newsfeed and direct them to Messenger. This is an ad destination we began testing a few months ago, and we're happy to announce that we're now fully rolling this out to 100% of Facebook advertisers. Let's talk a little bit more about that ad product now. Newsfeed ads that open in Messenger is an ad format available through Ads Manager, Power Editor, and the Ads API. If you have a presence on Messenger, either automated or manual, Newsfeed ads can be a great way to reach specific audiences and send them into Messenger. These ads allow you to build quick replies into the threads that are open with your customers. So like here you see Jasper's Market is advertising in Facebook's newsfeed, driving people directly into Messenger, providing them with that welcome greeting, and then giving them two very clear next actions they can take: find a nearby store or hours. You can also set up things like return policy or locations. This really helps people know to choose the information about your business that they're most interested in as soon as they get to that thread. Another ad product that we've recently launched is to account for the fact that driving people to Messenger isn't enough. So how can your business continue to engage and excite people to keep coming back? That's where sponsored messages can play a role. It was launched as a test in April 2016, and really at its basic level, a sponsored message is a highly targeted, in-context ad type that allows your business to re-engage people who have an open existing conversation with your business. Sponsored messages give your business the ability to send targeted updates, information about promotions, reminders, and other relevant messages. The value here is that people can really, from that one-to-one conversation, they can stay connected to businesses they care about and gives businesses that ability to consistently engage and customize the experience further. We're slowly rolling this out to businesses and developers who already have an experience built on our API. And just to be clear here, sponsored messages can only be sent to people who you have open existing conversations with. Ads can be created through Power Editor or the Facebook Ads API if you already have an experience built and will be charged on an impression basis. So for more information about how to set up these two ad products, please check out the event resources, which will direct you to the Ads Help Center and additional developer documentation. I want to leave you with some basic guidance here for getting started on the platform. I know it's a lot of information to take in and it might feel a little bit overwhelming, but just like any other medium, it all starts with determining your objective. Messenger is best used when it's aligned with a specific goal or marketing initiative, so start by asking yourself what business need or challenge you're going to look to solve, and then see how Messenger or Facebook as a whole can help you achieve that goal. Next, determine your project scope. Similar to developing for any other digital media, it's best to determine exactly what you want your Messenger experience to feel like and the functionality, what you want that functionality to do before you start development of any kind. This includes determining if you need your Messenger experience to be connected to any existing systems you might have, like CRM or payments, customer service flows, deciding whether you're building automated decision trees or if you're going to need some sort of machine learning or artificial intelligence. It's all important to take care of that decision making in the project scope section, because then you'll need to think about resourcing. The answers to the questions about scope will help you determine the best developers and resources that can assist you in the production of your Messenger experience. Depending on the resourcing you may have at your disposal, internal development could be an option. However, if it's not, you will likely need to find a developer that specializes in the type of experience you're looking to build. We can even offer some initial suggestions too as the developer ecosystem builds out, but today you really need to start by getting specific in the things that you want to build. The fourth step here is driving awareness. So like we talked about, once you know what experience you want to build, and once that experience is in production with a developer, you should start thinking about how to promote it. It's not an if you build it, they will come. You need to do this through your owned and operated channels, driving awareness with those plugins, those links and codes. You can also do it through paid media like newsfeed ads. But you should really think about how you're going to drive engagement and adoption of this new communication channel. And then lastly, continue to learn and share. Learn and share with the developer community, learn and share with the marketer community, and recognize that we are in the early days. If you have a Facebook representative, know that they are very interested in what is working and what is not, what features you might need, and what you're missing. Understanding how Messenger is going to drive success for you in your business will help us continue to develop the right products moving forward. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. For more information about how to build on the Messenger platform, please check out the recently released step-by-step guides that can be accessed by visiting messengerblog.com/guides. And please stay tuned for more courses that we will be developing for Blueprint e-learning. And I encourage you to bookmark these pages in Blueprint and look out for some continued guidance around getting started with the platform. Thank you very much, and have a great day.